Welcome to News Game Plus, the original News Game Plus. I'm Dermie, and I'm here with News Game Plus executive producer Jason O'Callaghan, who just lost the battle of Tetris with his fridge.
Oh,
and he's very angry.
I didn't lose. I won in the end. It just took me turning it into like Tetris Jam. So like something I could
you
punch.
Punched it.
Yeah, that's true.
So you beat up your fridge.
I didn't beat up the fridge. I beat up the items in the fridge so that they were like better shaped to go back in.
I told you, fridge are expensive. Beat up things that are cheap.
That's true. Well, that's why I hit the because worst comes to it was like peas and stuff. So worst comes to it, I lose a bag of peas. But like, so what?
Oh, but what if the everyone's hoarding stuff at the moment?
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
The world supply of peas runs out like the world supply of toilet paper is apparently.
Well, we won't have world peas.
World peas. Well.
Come on, you can't send them up that easy.
This is a dad joke podcast. So yeah. Well, it was a good setup, but I didn't mean it, so but I'll take credit for that. Anyway, yeah. So how was Sydney?
Oh, Sydney.
Talking frustration.
Look, Sydney's a shithole.
Big hello to us.
Just straight up. Speaking of Sydney, fucking Rag shows up.
You just doxed him, by the way.
Yeah. Sydney's a shithole. The best things about Sydney are
leaving,
Surly's,
driving home.
Surly's is good. Haymarket has a bunch of real good Japanese restaurants. That's it. That's it. I can't think of anything else I like about Sydney.
No, not a fan. Especially not driving.
I was walking down George Street. So imagine walking down Flinders Street at 11:30 and seeing maybe 10 people walking around. Like, that's how dead George Street is now. Because they've removed all the rules now. They've removed all the lock-in laws. But it's too late. Because no one is accustomed to going out in the city anymore. So they've killed the CBD, and then they wonder why they can't keep business.
Wasn't that just to get everyone to go to the casino?
Of course it was, and no one goes to the casino.
Is that a conspiracy?
Everyone goes to Newtown. Everyone just goes out. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Well,
I'm getting angry messages after that one.
Yeah, it's a big hello to Rags watching. All right, cool. What have you been playing? I try to do this in intro.
I've been playing a lot of Rune Factory because we had Rune Factory on show at Madman Anime Festival. We had Tina's game, Quantum Suicide there as well. We were showing them off to
It's
people.
a cool name for a game.
It is. It's a cool visual novel game as well.
Well, it's just you take two, you know those title generators, you take two cool words. Quantum Suicide is actually like one of your, looks alright.
Yeah.
It's like max power of game names.
Yeah. It's interesting. So, I don't know, like, it's all I've been playing. It's a good game. It's a good fun game, but you can tell it was a 3DS port. Like, it just plays like a 3DS game. Otherwise, genuinely nothing. I have to plug everything back in because I had to unplug it all for the event. Yeah, I have to plug it all back in. And I'm looking forward to that.
So you're going to get angry and beat that up?
Well, it's more a case of, obviously, with everything coming up to a head for this launch of the new brand, I want to get everything sorted and like set this up properly and things like that.
New Game Plus Japan brand, is it? Yeah,
that's not what it's called, but yeah, it's
it sounds kind of clunky the way I said it.
Yeah.
So what's the real name going to be?
I don't want to spoil it.
Okay, because I can't say it.
Yeah, that's how I know it's good. But yeah, so
white bogan.
That's no excuse. I can say it. I just punched a fridge.
How about this? I'm old.
I'm an old one.
Not quite a boomer.
Okay, boomer. Yeah.
Not quite, but here we go. Cool. I've been watching. I haven't been playing much games recently because I've been working my ass off. Big hello to everybody who's playing Catch Warriors League. I finally got that done. But I'm watching. Have you seen The Expanse on Prime?
Yeah, it's good. You know it's Seth MacFarlane, yeah? As in Family Guy, Mr. Family Guy.
The Expanse, the space show?
Yeah.
Serious?
It's his other show. Oh, is he The Expanse or is he The Orwell?
No, well, if it is, I'll watch whatever he says. But
The Expanse is good.
The Expanse is the best science fiction since the 2000s.
You'd like The Orwell then? I'd check out The Orwell.
Yeah, I'll check that out because I was hooked on The Expanse, and when I wasn't working, I was watching that, and well, what a fantastic series!
Yep, it is.
Does everything perfect. It's got a bit of Blade Runner feel. It's got a bit of Aliens feel. It's got a bit of Battlestar Galactica feel. It's really good sci-fi. Adam Savage is in it.
Right.
So I think you might do some advice on it as well.
So, there you go.
I love it. But it's not video game. Anyway, let's do video game news. And we got through the start without discussing politics.
That's true.
That's a first. There we go. All right, cool. First one up.
So we're just like the DNC.
And our podcast has one member here suffering from borderline dementia.
Does that make me young Bernie?
So, do you want healthcare or something crazy like that? Anyway, so E3 now. E3 a few news reports have said that there's rumours of or whatever. Devolver Digital today tweeted, cancel your E3 flights and hotels.
Yeah.
Now, Devolver Digital, they're not massive publisher, but they're not nobody.
They do their own thing. No, they do their own thing.
They're out of control, yes.
And most people have picked up on it, ran with it, and they're like, "This is thing." And then even what's his name, Jason Schreier from Kotaku, has come out and said two people say that the cancellation will come through probably 3 a.m. our time.
Yep.
And then he's heard 1 or 2 people say the opposite. As in, like, they'll announce something different.
Good to see Devolver Digital's Twitter is doing a better job than Kotaku.
Well, look. As much as I dislike Kotaku, and that's not a hidden thing, Jason Schreier occasionally does good work. You know what I mean? Like, it's so for him to say, look, I didn't want to announce it because I've been told multiple things that I wanted to get the confirmation I could. But I mean, what's Devolver got to lose in this? The only thing is their E3 showcase is the best thing about E3. Have you watched their live showcase with Nina and stuff?
No, but I know you're a big fan. I love their games. I know you're a big Devolver fan, and you enjoy interviewing them.
I do.
So.
Every PAX, the last few PAXes, it seems that Graham Strawley, the boss, one of the bosses there at Devolver, comes out to Australia. I think he just uses his free Australia trip, catches up with people out here, and we always catch up and have a chat about stuff. So it's good shit.
Yeah, I love their work. Actually, so E3 looks like it'll be cancelled because of coronavirus. And now all this stuff, they're talking the AFL cancelling crowds for games, which is tremendous news for North Melbourne.
Yeah, damn it, I was going to do a Carlton joke.
Oh, look at this. Adelaide people say it's Port Adelaide. And the Gold Coast.
Everyone's got their whipping boy.
Yeah, so the AFL media group's been very busy just putting random clubs on.
Do you know what Gillon McLaughlin can do, though? He can just get on the phone to Peter Dutton and they'll send over 70,000 all pairs.
Yeah,
and they can fill the stadium.
I'm sure they'd give that an Epstein-level crack, wouldn't they? But, that's my comment on what au pairs are. So they're talking about cancelling other events. And really all this is about, and this is not a game, it's all about trying to spread out the impact so the hospitals aren't overwhelmed. If E3 may... Well, E3 probably wasn't worth going to anyway. Sony's not there.
Well, E3's been doing that as a whole. It's just like we've got the random punters coming in and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, but that's what PAX does. Like, I would rather you do a more media focused at a smaller venue. Like, just cut the venue size back. You know what I mean? Like, E3 is huge. You've been to TGS, yeah?
Yeah, best thing ever.
E3's halls,
best week of my life.
E3's halls and stuff are bigger than TGS. Like,
big hello to my wife, who's going to be wondering why. I didn't involve her.
I'm going to be leaving. Good luck with that. Enjoy the couch. Just like it's such a huge, expansive space. Yeah. I think it'd just be smarter for them to cut down on space and just make it a media only event like they've done. But they're not finding the value in that anymore. Like companies aren't finding the value in doing that anymore. So
well, actually, there'd be a segment of the video game community that would have been sad that wasn't still a media event. It didn't happen a few years ago. So there we go. So E3. Now, actually, I did read a nice story about the coronavirus, and this is a heartwarming one. Yeah. And I know Senator Sterling Griff in South Australia. He's a big listener to our podcast. He's going to be very upset.
We should tag him every time you post one of these. You should tag him because we slag him off every episode. McGriff the crime dog.
Yep. So there was an article originally started in The Guardian, and it had a story about a person who had coronavirus. Yeah. And he talked about how he coped. And one of the things he said he did was he sat inside and watched lots of anime. And he said the anime made him happy because all the happy... Yeah. I'm kind of trying to remember this. The happy life that people in anime were leading. And, and he planned to go to Japan and meet some anime voice actor soon afterwards. And he reckons the anime helped him get through the dark days of him having coronavirus. And so a lot of the anime and manga dedicated sites have really picked up on this. Anime saves lives.
And obviously that makes him a rape enthusiast. So
the big hello to Senator
McGriff,
and collective Karen. So there you go. So there is a one confirmed case of anime saving a person's life. So I think the government should have emergency rations of anime.
That's right. That'd be fine.
Let's sort out online. Lots of
that's problematic.
7 Deadly Sins. Yeah. What other anime is there?
Just get them on Berserk, mate. Berserk's fine. Like, what could go wrong?
That cartoon of Pacific Rim, that was good.
Anime is absolutely haram, so that's fine.
Big hello, insane. So anyway, another news. Command and Conquer remastered.
You'd be happy about this, yeah.
Very excited. Although,
I wonder if they're going to screw it like Activision did with Warcraft. because they fucked up Warcraft.
I didn't pay any attention to that because I was never a Warcraft fan. I'd never, but I did. I look. It's too often that these game releases do get screwed up, and they shouldn't, and it's inexcusable. Look, if I was doing the stuff I read, stuff like those launches, if I was doing that to my customers, I'd be broke.
Yeah.
So there's a certain size of business, that too big to fail size, that can actually get away with this shit and still succeed. I find it, as a small business person, I find it bizarre what they get away with. I find it staggering.
It's amazing. Yeah, I agree. I think it's always one of those funny things. It's like, EA consistently gets voted worst company in the world, all that kind of shit. We live in a world of Nestle, Monsanto, Bauer, who is now Monsanto.
Yeah, well, EA was butthurt over that severely.
And but to be fair, they have a point. Like, as much as their consumer practices are shitty, they don't poison children. So,
they poison children's
in their minds. Yeah. I set you up for that. Yeah.
So, look, the Command and Conquer back to remaster is going to have Tiberium Dawn and Red Alert plus their expansion packs. I've watched the video. It looks pretty good. I've got to be honest though, I'm disappointed that it doesn't have the best in the series, which was Command and Conquer Generals.
I was waiting for that.
Yep, you knew it was going to come because I only have like 3 things I like.
What's her name? What's the general's name? The Chinese general you're in love with?
Oh, geez, I can't remember. She's the one that kicked my ass every time. So she was very. She just brutally wrecked me. I think I only won like 1 or 2 games in hundreds of tries. What's her name? The Chinese general at the end.
I don't know. I don't play.
Slips of mine, but yes. Command and Conquer Generals, I'd love to see remastered. But still, Tiberium Dawn, Red Alert, I'll give another crack. Command and Conquer, yes, CNC. I don't know when. Sorry, Hussein's just asked. I didn't write down when. Another one, which there's no details except for a video. Super Mario Lego.
I've seen that.
Do you know any more about it?
Nah,
it's just,
no sources leaking stuff to me. I get occasional stuff.
And sometimes he gets stuff and he says, I can't tell you, and he tells me, and then we do the podcast and he goes, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. It's more like the amount of times I've found stuff and I'm like, oh, was that an exclusive? Like, I just take it for granted that I know stuff. Like, I remember Kotaku got a lot of mileage out of,
Telstra, Kotaku twice in this podcast.
Telstra are going to be the exclusive.
We can't be the IGN News Game Plus if we actually talk about Kotaku.
The exclusive JB Hi-Fi vendor for PS Vita, and you can only get their stuff on Telstra. And I remember reading that on top of I was getting them to get me a game, and I was just reading what's on their desk. And I read that piece of paper, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then they read a story.
I read once at ASIO agents, and probably CIO as well. Actually, one of the things they taught is how to read upside down, which seems really trivial, but then they can spy. Probably got cameras.
It's not hard.
Cameras in eyeballs now, and they just blink and they take a photo.
It's true.
Yeah, that was on the Expanse. That was good stuff.
Right.
Actually, the Expanse has. I forgot because the guy that had the camera in his eyeball was Adam Jensen.
That's why you watched it.
Yeah, I wonder. Get this. I'm embarrassed to say this. I actually didn't pick it. I'm watching because Adam Jensen in real life doesn't look like Adam Jensen, which is really disappointing.
He looks similar though. Like he's got that.
Not exactly. He don't have the pointy chin and
does have a bit of the pointy chin.
But anyway, he's talking. I'm going. Where do I know that voice from? Jeez, I'm getting old.
Yeah, he never asked for this. Yeah.
And then I went, holy shit, it's Adam Jensen. Oh my God,
That was probably how you freaked out. So I don't actually doubt that for a second.
Yeah, it was. All right, well, okay, another one that some people are very excited about, especially dinosaur enthusiasts. We have 2 girls on our show who are dinosaur enthusiasts.
2? Who's the second one?
Isn't
definitely.
Megan's a big fan of this game.
Okay.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh yeah,
she's coming to PC. Yeah, she's a big fan of that. And Jodie loves anything with the dinosaur.
That's true.
So she'll be all over this.
I was wanting to give that game a try, but it came out that time, and I was just so sick of open world things. Like it had to be special to get me, and that was where Red Dead got me. Despite what people who watch our reviews think, like everyone seems to think I hate that game. I hated 1, but 2 was fantastic. Anyway, moral stories, people are dumb.
George Carlin once said, yes, and I've told my kids love this saying. I've told them, just think of how dumb the average person is, and then realize that half the population is even dumber than that. I told my kids, and they think that's hilarious.
And even if it's on a bell curve, like you got to imagine it's on a bell curve.
And yes, Tom, Old Game Plus are dinosaurs, but it's different. But you keep going.
Even if it's on a bell curve, it's still too many stupid people. Like.
Even if you're just slightly,
you're still. if you're 110, you're still.
But then again, some things shouldn't surprise you once you actually have a look at how it works. But anyway, yes, as we're saying, dinosaurs.
Yes. Like Horizon Zero Dawn, I might give it a shot now. It's on PC, but
Yeah,
I mean, I thought that was
coming to
Sony's first
Steam.
party. Isn't it Sony first party?
Look, they announced it, and it's coming to Steam. So not Epic.
So I mean, that's weird in itself because Sony. Yeah, that's surprising. I'm really surprised. I would have thought if it came out, it would come out on Epic, but
well, Epic just didn't give enough money. So, I mean, Epic might as well just put it on eBay and just bid
because that spending spree. That spending spree at the start has kind of dwindled a bit. I wonder how many.
Yeah, it has actually.
I wonder how many monthly users they're getting now because it seems like most people are just giving up and just releasing on Steam. So they must be thinking the money that Epic are offering us is still less than what we make on Steam.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's at that point where the saturation points happen. With like, well, they're offering us 2 million, but we'll make that with 200,000 sales on Steam. So why would we?
Maybe a lot of people made the jump and then jump back because people are creatures of habit.
Yeah,
so a lot of people tried Epic out, and Epic.
Yeah, well,
it's not that exciting.
Steam's only got to the point where it's remotely consumer friendly after fucking years and years of trial and tribulation.
And Epic's not.
Yeah, Epic's not. Yeah.
It's got years to go, and it's probably not going to be forced to because it's had a bit of a free ride in the press so far.
People are less critical of Tim Sweeney than they need to.
And I'm surprised it's well, I did call him, as you know, the Trump of video games.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised it's not doing better because right now there's a lot of Chinese with not a lot of things to do outside.
And they're one of the few that gets through that.
Online gaming must be going gangbusters in China right now.
It'd be interesting to see Dota numbers and stuff like that, see if they've risen. I mean, it's the right time to release Dota Underlords because people will be sitting at home playing Underlords instead of going out.
Yeah, if you're launching a streaming service into China, now it's time to do it. To look at an upside.
It would be interesting to see the ongoing thing with Twitch's numbers. I might ping them and see what they reckon.
Next one, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone Battle Royale mode. It is. You know how I think I said last week that Fallout was a natural place for a Battle Royale. Call of Duty is as well.
Yeah, well, they had Blackout. Like Black Ops had Blackout. Black Ops had Blackout.
Yeah.
And this does a little bit like a game we mentioned on the show, Hunt the Showdown. So Hunt the Showdown is like Monster Hunter. You find the 3 points, it then tells you where the monster is. You go kill the monster. But there's 4 teams of 3 fighting for the monster. So you have to kill the monster, collect the token, escape. And if you don't exfiltrate, you don't get nothing. And so like you can, let's say you get there and everyone's too overpowered and you're like, fuck this, I'm out. You can exfiltrate anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's an interesting twist on that. The Call of Duty one has a similar thing where it's got like that, but you steal money, like you steal bags of money, and then it's got a traditional battle royale, 150 people, all that kind of goodness, and free. Because I think the lesson they learned from Blackout is that you can't make people pay for a battle royale.
If Call of Duty's got a very dedicated player base, it'd be fair to say.
Yes, but they dwindle. So it dwindles real hard. It peaks and it dwindles.
Does
so
it?
So what reason it came out, everyone's like, why didn't it come out when it came out? Because they didn't want the player base to dwindle. The player base will go spike through Christmas. After Christmas, it'll start to taper off because all the cheats will start coming out, and then goes down. So now they've spiked it again for free. So you'll get this influx of free players, and it's right as Destiny released their new season. So that's Activision being the scorned X.
Is Destiny still a big thing?
Well, yeah, it's still big enough, and they're not owned by Activision anymore. They bought themselves out.
Oh, did they?
So yeah, so that's scorned X if I've ever seen it.
There's actually a story about Activision doing the rounds, which will impress all the tinfoil hat people, especially the Q crowd. George Soros put $45 million into Activision.
Oh, you said the word.
Didn't that set some areas alight? I do find some of the stuff surrounding him quite amusing.
Yeah.
So,
it's funny if it wasn't so serious.
Yeah, a lot of billionaires that do like to meddle in things. He's just one. But yes, there was a lot of press coverage about that. But I'll move on from that one. Now, thing with the Call of Duty Warzone Battle Royale, it's cross play. Yes, it says crossplay.
No way.
Well, you know what that's that RIP console players.
Yeah, Rick. Yeah, I mean, it's bad enough on Fortnite. He'll be playing Fortnite on his PC. And you can always tell. He says that you can always tell. A PC you can build quicker. You build these things quicker. The auto aim's there, but it's not great. So but like. Something like Call of Duty, I mean, even with the look snap, that's pretty fucked. Like,
well, there was. I remember they tried that with Gears of War 4, and they tried. They thought, well, let's put all the console players and PC players together, and the console players basically didn't get a kill.
I reckon. I'm calling it now. I reckon it's going to be keyboard and mouse for Xbox One X will become a standard, and it'll be specific proprietary ones, so it'll pick up whether it's a keyboard or a controller. And or the controllers will send a certain signal, and if it doesn't receive that signal, it'll think that it's a keyboard.
Those big Nintendo 64 ones with the big controller.
Yeah. Remember that? That was GameCube, but yes.
Oh, GameCube.
That was for Phantasy Star Online.
Yes, I had a story about that coming up. Anyway, 150 players. Let's jump to Phantasy Star Online because the online open beta starts March 17, free to play.
Yeah.
If you're an American. Geez, the Americans get all the good stuff, don't they?
Yeah, well, you got 330 million people.
Online, all their awesome politicians.
I'm sorry. I'm looking off to the left where I had all that surgery. I know,
left.
Right?
I only look right. We're talking about America. There's only right.
I had all that surgery done, and it didn't cost me. What did it cost me? $400 in the end. Yeah, right. I'm sorry.
$400. It cost you $3,000 a year tested for coronavirus. Yeah. Oh man, if your kids had coronavirus, you'd be asking who your favorite is.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Kids, we can only pick one and just throw a single axe into the center of the room.
A big family, 6 kids, and you go, that's like $36,000. So no, actually $18,000. And you go, well,
I mean, how big's the family? You're Irish.
Well, I had a friend who was one of 16, and actually, because I grew up in country areas, right? Yeah. So I'm not a city boy by any measure, but I remember one place I lived, there was a family. This won't be too doxing, called the Rabbles, right? Yeah. And they terrorized my school because there were 9 boys.
Gotcha.
And then and the mum wanted a girl, right? This is a rambly story, but anyway, so when we left the town. The mum was pregnant again, and they sent my mum and dad a letter a little while later, said have another boy.
Something to drink and all that.
So Irish fan, Rabble would be Irish. But anyway, so those country towns back in the old days.
Well, I mean, you were expected to lose
1700s.
You were expected to lose 3 in the yard work, let alone anything else. So
yeah, well, if you have a look at old cemeteries, there's always the first 3 or 4 died before. Anyway, we were talking about games. Fantasy Star Online 2. Open beta.
I've heard though.
Get your VPNs ready.
I've heard that they're not actually like it's for North America. It just won't have servers elsewhere, but you can sign in from other areas.
Just do everything slowly.
They're not actively policing that. But yeah, like I wonder. I don't know. I always love Phantasy Star, so
it'll be like playing Battle for Neighborville at the moment with 28 millisecond pings. You see that? Holy crap!
My ping's 28 milliseconds. That's nothing.
My NBN one's 8.
Really?
Yeah, the servers. Anyway.
Well, the server in your basement.
No, my NBN. Since I got NBN, it's actually been reasonably good.
Have you got like fiber, or you got HFC?
Well, see, HFC because I always should have a cable, but they never ran it. But yeah, no, it's been very fast. Although the server ping is slow. So
mine's usually 22 server ping. My ping to the speed test is 8. My server ping to EA servers in Sydney is 22, which is still fucking good. Like. That's noticeable, but not noticeable. Do you know what I mean? Like it's about as good as you're gonna get outside of
Well, I don't know what is the US ones. I'm assuming
it's 230. Stand. We used to play Dota when Dota first came out.
Amazon servers pings to Oregon. The Oregon data centers are really low. I can't remember what the number is.
We used to play Dota on American servers because it didn't have Australian servers at that point. We used to play in US West and we get 230. So that's how we learned to play slow heroes. Because you couldn't do ones that needed rapid fire because you just didn't know what was going to happen. So you'd pick tanky heroes that it didn't matter if you were half a second late casting your spells. You know what I mean? Like, whereas there were some heroes that was like, you need to jump in and get it.
I think you were saying that a few weeks back. You could tell when the Australians got on the server because they're all using shotguns and grenade launchers.
Yep. That's true of every shooter. Like, I mean, people used to joke about the noob tube, but if you were playing against Americans in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 when it first came out, you needed to. You just needed to. There was no if and or maybe. You couldn't get away with machine guns. You couldn't get away with snipers. You had to do that. And then they released Australian servers. So yeah.
Yeah, now Tom's made a mildly amusing, but I won't repeat joke in the comments, so go read that. Let's see.
I don't think it's too bad in the grand scheme of things we've ever said.
I think you demonetise if you say it. We've already said it several times. Then again, I mean, we swear.
We said the C word, yeah.
Yeah, well,
not normally, coronavirus, yeah.
Well, normally it takes like 30 seconds for you to let rip. So.
I didn't say fuck within the first 10 seconds. We'll talk about the fridge.
Yeah, well, lucky you haven't. Yeah. So there you go. Okay, now just one for one for collective Karen out there as well. A new study, again, we keep doing it over and over again. found no link between violent video games and violent behavior. Its study was by the American Psychological Association.
So yeah, not a nobody.
Probably a bunch of randos. I don't know, not exactly like Facebook research. Now they said attributing violence to video games draws attention away from other factors such as having a history of violence. Which we know from research is a major predictor. And it's an interesting point there. Yeah. They're saying that focusing on violence from video games is taking attention away from where they believe or where they have proven in the past violence comes from.
Yeah, the weird kid in high school who, like, killed baby ducks because he felt like it definitely shot up the school because of violent video games and not because he was already a psychopath. Just yeah, 100%. That's why.
Guaranteed to become a state premier at some point in the future. So, for a certain political party. Hashtag koala killer. So anyway, so they've this American Psychological Association. I don't know. Our audience is going to get it. We're going to get it. We keep saying it. There's no link, but the Karens and the politicians out there are going to constantly think there is. Again, we have another study saying it's not. I don't know how many times we have to say it, but there you go. I've said it again. Here's... Yeah, I get the PSA. Okay, last of my news items. But I'm going to say something nice about Last of Us. Because Last of Us is...
Oh, the TV show. Gotcha.
What? Oh, not the game. Fuck the game.
I knew it was coming.
Last of Us is getting a TV show on HBO. Now, look, I read it, and I saw these, a bunch of articles talking about it, and a bunch of articles that didn't like it. Now, one of the things they focused on was will Ali be a lesbian in it? And I think that's, I hope that's not even an issue.
Well, it's HBO, so it's not going to be an issue.
So now HBO. Now the thing that I did see that made me interested is the writer and one of the producers of Chernobyl is involved.
Yeah, well, it's a good fit because of the nature of post-apocalyptic world, and as close as we'll get on Earth at the moment is Chernobyl or maybe Fukushima. Do you know what I mean? So,
or Wuhan. Yeah.
The problem with Wuhan is I always think of...
We just got demonetized. We would have just got demonetized.
Always think of Cold Chisel. Like, I always think of Left My Heart in the Sapper's Hands Wuhan. Anyway.
Okay.
I can sing it properly later. It's fine.
After a few beers.
Oh, yeah. Cheap wine to 3-day cruise.
So we're on our way.
Advertising.
Yep.
But it's all right. So I think... it's a good fit, and I think that it will do it justice. And I think, I think the gay thing, it's HBO. They don't care. They want to make good television. You can give HBO shit, but yeah.
There was a lot of discussion about it before. Yeah, it's just a surface discussion. I know it gets the clicks. I actually reckon it shouldn't even be a thing. It shouldn't even be. Do it, but don't make a big deal. Because that's how you make things normal.
But this is the thing. I don't think the writers would have made a big deal. I think they would have done it anyway. I don't think it's a virtue signal in any way. But this is the problem with Twitter and that kind of thing. Will this be the same?
I have seen each way on that.
And you've got to understand that, like, previously, a lot of that was removed. You've got to remember, we come from a world where Sailor Moon removed lesbian relationships and made them cousins. So then it became incest and not lesbianism.
So appealing to
a different demographic.
Alabama,
stepbrother, no, yeah.
Deep South,
roll Tide, Alabama. But it was that thing of like, so they
it's not weird now.
So especially America has a weird history of like editing that kind of stuff out, and who would have thought that the Puritans hate that kind of stuff? Not that we are great on that front, but we tend to be better about it. But like,
I don't think Australia cares as much.
Yeah.
But anyway, look, see the writer. Look, I would say. I'm actually really interested in this. Yeah. And I'm a massive fan of the end of Last of Us, and I've got no interest in the game because now I hope this is my hope, right?
They change the ending.
No, I just don't watch the last episode. It'll be like Breaking Bad, right? I didn't watch the last season because last season was bullshit. I
haven't finished season 4 of that. Like in my Gus just died. So like
okay. That's when you stop because that is a perfect ending and it just leaves it and focuses on the flower. Yeah. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but if you haven't seen it, go watch Breaking Bad.
It's 10 years old. Shut up.
It's incredible TV, but that's the point. And then you watch the rest and you go, "What the fuck is this?" I mean, it's like fan fiction. It's like they went to Reddit and said, "Can anyone just write us a bunch of episodes?" And that's got the
shout outs to Game of Thrones.
So anyway, but what I'm saying, I will just not watch the last episode when he's a Joel. He turns out to be a dickhead. But anyway, I think that,
at least you understood the ending because that is the ending.
Also,
Joel is God, like literally.
What?
Yep.
So I think with this TV series. Oh, what are you talking about?
He is. He chooses he chooses himself over the universe. He's God. He's his own God at that point.
Oh, see, I just summarize it in one word. He's a fuckhead.
Yeah, and you're supposed to hate him, and that's what I'm glad that you got that. I'm glad you finally
I hate the
articulated.
game makers for making a game that was good up to that point.
But it's still good. It's still good.
No,
you're
it's
meant
not
to hate him. You're meant to go, what the fuck, man?
You know, we talked about bell curve before, right? This is Last of Us, and then he says, "That's not really a bell curve." He's like,
but like, it's good. Like, it's good. You're meant to hate him, and then the thing I'm hoping they play off in 2, if they're going to insist on making,
should let me kill him.
If they're going to insist on making Ellie and Joel a thing in 2, you need to let Ellie process what happened. I mean, while we're even not spoiling this thing, like, he chose his own happiness over the fate of the world. Quite literally the fate of the world. Like, he's God or Satan or whoever you want to call him. He chose himself over the world.
Would have been really good to have just killed him at the end.
But that's why you want to hate. I'm glad that you hate him. I'm glad you're finally articulating that. You're supposed to hate him. You're supposed to look at him and go, "You fucking bastard! You bastard! You literally ruined the world."
It's a stupid game.
But it's not a stupid game because you felt angry about it.
Huss there agrees with me in the comments.
He's the top tier dickhead.
Yeah,
he is. But you're supposed to feel that. You're supposed to feel like he's a dickhead. Like, you're supposed to hate him.
I also hate the people that made the game and wrote the game and made
it happen. Everyone, the whole time,
they took a really good gaming experience and they just fucked it up.
No, but they didn't fuck it up.
They did.
You saw him become the more and more mental mad bull that he was. You saw the split between him and the family. You saw the split between him and all the people that he knew, and you saw that he was the mad dog that became. And then it got to the end of it, and instead of doing the right thing, he chose himself. He chose himself over the world, and I think that was about the best ending you could have hoped for. Because I think if it went with the way it was supposed to go, I think it's like, well, that's nice, and I'm glad that Ellie got her completion in that. But I think the way that they left it is far more interesting from a character perspective. And that's why Last of Us is one of the best endings we've ever done.
Oh, my God. Anyway.
You're supposed to hate him. You're supposed to hate him. Channel that.
Everything. It made me not like the game. Now,
but you see, the opposite of hate isn't love. The opposite of love isn't hate, it's apathy. And you're not apathetic, you hate it.
Oh, so what you can love, you can hate all else indifference.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but anyway, no, okay. Well, but I couldn't. Okay, the game was really interesting. And, okay, let's get on to what's good, right? Because clearly you're a maniac.
But, I'm not saying he's a good person. I'm saying the opposite. I agree.
You did.
I agree that he's a maniac, but I think that is the perfect ending.
You said the same thing as me, but you liked it, and I didn't like it. So
I didn't like it. I just thought it was fitting. I thought it was a very good ending for a very good game.
Okay, I thought it was a really good game up until that point, and then it should have stopped. Or I should have been able to kill him. That would have been good.
But that's what I mean. You are so angry about it. You are so angry about it that you want the main character dead. Like, that is something that made you feel that emotion. So you can say what you want about it. It still made you feel that, and that to me is a success. If you went, oh yeah, that's like, I mean, Spec Ops: The Line was a similar ending. Like, the way that
Spec Ops: The Line is one of the most amazing experiences ever, with a stunning ending that I enjoyed every second of.
But there's multiple endings. There's 3 endings.
Oh, okay. We played on Old Game Plus, so we probably got the easy one.
No, you just got the one where you don't fight Americans until you die. Like, you didn't.
No, I did.
No, you didn't pick the Reach ending. No, we went back and did the Reach ending.
Oh, we went back and did it?
Yeah, yeah. Because remember, we did the normal one. And then,
I just remember being stunned every moment of Spec Ops: The Line. Anyway, look, let's go on to the Last of Us.
Sorry, yeah.
I think as a TV show with somebody behind Chernobyl evolved, and Chernobyl was stunning TV as well, right? I've said stunning a few times, but I think there's a lot of stuff to explore there. Now, what I hope they don't do is go down the path of Last of Us 2, because that looks like bullshit.
I really don't like the look of Last of Us 2.
Overly violent.
Yeah, I'm calling it now. Yeah. I reckon Last of Us 2 is going to be the biggest disappointment in a long time.
Well, if you're 15 years old, you're going to love it.
Yeah,
I agree. You've got violence.
Yeah, I agree.
Everything
I really actually agree.
But, whoa, we should end now, because that's...
Yeah, no. But you know me, I'm not hyped, because I think if you're going to, especially if you're going to end it the way it is, I think you don't continue their story. Their story is told to an extent. You know what I mean? You make them people you interact with. You make them people you see. You make them people... Like, the idea of Ellie finding out later and then being upset about it, but she's still trying to work towards civilization, knowing that she has the cure inside her brain, right?
Yeah, and Dickhead stole it from everyone.
Hey, and he goes and lives in the mountains and becomes like the devil. Like, I think that works. I think encountering both of them...
So he's like the monster in Tomb Raider.
Yeah, but you know, I think that works. But to make it the story about them again fuck, they're gonna have to work so much harder to earn it, and I just don't think it's gonna
Okay,
work.
now this is uncomfortable, and I don't like doing this, but I was going to agree with you because I actually think that there's a lot to explore in this TV show. Exactly what you said.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot. The setting for Last of Us was really interesting.
Yeah.
It was a standard post-apocalyptic thing, but they came up with a different reason. And I reckon there's a lot to work with there. A good writer can really dig their teeth and do good stuff. I think
it's a good universe. They built a good universe.
Yeah, good. Yeah, but if we get hooked on, because I saw a thing saying that fans want Hugh Jackman and Maisie Williams. Maisie Williams being from Game of Thrones, the little. The murder chick, I can't remember who, but they want them to do it. But I reckon if we get stuck on those two characters, we're trying to relive the past of when it was good, right? But there's so much more to explore.
Yeah, I think first season,
and you've said that about the game.
Yeah, first season you have to have them in at least a major capacity. I think you end the first season where
episode 1 start with Joel like dying horribly, and you'll have me hooked. I'll be in. I'll be like, yes, the best show ever.
I think episode 8 of the first
actually
season.
Just have like 10 episodes in season 1 of different ways Joel dies.
Yeah. Well, it's just like the game then.
I'll pay.
Like, it's like the game. You get caught by a clicker, you get your throat ripped out. You get caught by
Joel.
But I think I think that's probably the main thing to take away from it is that there needs to be you need to expand into that world quickly. And I think by about episode 8, you tell Ellie's story to that point, and then from that point onwards, they disappear. And whether that's for half a season or whatever, you tell the story around them. You tell the universe that continues on in their absence, in the wake of Joel's decision. And I think that is a far more interesting television show than making 5 seasons of Ellie and Joel.
They never did. You said that I never played the DLC for the game, but Ellie doesn't know what Joel did, right?
No.
Yeah,
but that wasn't the ending. That was she says it to him. It's like, is that all there is? And
she asked him, so he's just been an idiot about it. But that would be an interesting one to have.
Well, the DLC with like the girlfriend, like the first that was really well done. Like it was great, and it was said before, and it could be a good flashback. She could have that. At some point, she'd just be thinking about, or she finds like a memento or something. She has that flashback. I think it would establish the character really well. So that's definitely an episode. You know what I mean?
But if we follow them, I don't see how that's going to be interesting. You've said that about the second game.
Yeah.
You've said you shouldn't do that. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
I think
it's set up too good a universe to waste on going back to that same
Move
story.
on. Refer to them. A bit like you said that Mad Max should have been. Mad Max should have had Mel Gibson there as the handover.
Well, I mean, if you treat Mad Max as like cave stories, like campfire stories, you have to treat it like that because they're so different in the delivery and tone, every single one of them. And 3 sucks. 3's the worst one. But
Fury Road.
You have no taste. It's fine.
Fury Road's awful.
Fury Road is not awful.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah, shush.
The only good thing about Fury Road was all the memes about Trump supporters going to vote, and it had the Fury Road. But the only good thing about it was the memes. Other than that,
it was a very good movie.
Worst 2 hours.
No, you got no taste. If you can handle 3 and after
3 was pretty
the before time and the long ago, fuck off with that shit. As soon as they introduce kids into movies, it's over. It's over. As far as I'm concerned, the worst thing you can do to a movie is bring in a 13-year-old because who the fuck cares? You're not interesting. Do you know what I mean? They have to be a good actor. And most of them aren't. So, but moral story is, I agree. I think
Prince Andrew won't go watch it.
No, he'll see the editor's edition. But what I would say there is, you've just built too good a universe to waste on just being another Joel and Ellie story. Yeah, and it'd be a shame for them to do it, and I think they will, sadly.
I'm out of gaming news.
I think that's all there is worth mentioning anyway.
Yeah, probably. Basically, Joel's
the only other one is that
nothing on those.
It looks like we've got code for a few games. One of those games is not Animal Crossing, and it looks like we won't get Animal Crossing code until launch day, which makes me fucking sad.
Normally, and this is a little thing for gamers out there, works. Normally, if you don't get a code, it means it's bad. I can't see that happening.
Nintendo had the problem. The Brazilians, what is it? Diegos,
Brazilians.
I think they were Brazilians. Can't remember. They were Portuguese, definitely. And one of their writers leaked so many photos and details of fucking Pokemon that they lost their contract with Nintendo. Nintendo said, blah, 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 you're banned. And they came out and put a letter of apology and said, one of our writers did this, he's been removed for our staff. We apologise to Nintendo, yada, yada, yada. And I assume that was how they got away with it, because otherwise they would have been sued the balls off.
How do you leak details about Animal Crossing?
Well, no, they would just.
It's on
You
an
don't
island,
understand. You're not on the
do shit.
Reddit. You're not on the Reddit.
Oh, really?
Any
I don't go on Reddit.
Any information. If you had information that a particular font is used at certain points, or let's say there's one option that someone doesn't know about up until this point, you would make
They actually said it was Portuguese.
It was Portuguese. Yeah.
That's
So,
near Brazil.
well, it's like saying Spain.
If they dig.
It's like saying Spain's near Argentina. But like, I think that and so they've caused a lot of grief for non-American outlets, because in America they can sue, they can go hard, and a lot of the big outlets are in their pocket, not in their pocket, but there's an understanding. You don't leak on us, or we get you. And IGN would have shit worth suing, so they make sure that doesn't happen. Do you know what I mean? Never heard of it. There's some outlet. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Moral story is, like, they're worth suing. The small ones aren't worth suing because they know they can't get nothing out of you, so they just don't release it anymore. Which is sad, because we used to get stuff.
My lawyer said once, the safest man in the world is a man that owns nothing. Yeah.
So the main thing is like, so the big thing is like, you just have that, like, so now there's just no one's getting it. And it makes me sad, because we used to get a couple of weeks, we could have done some content, we could have done this, some of them will still come through.
Well, my daughter was like, Dad, can you see if Jason's getting a code?
I wish.
My daughter has been watching every Animal Crossing video 100 times, over and over again. Everything about it has been soaking up.
Yeah.
She's really excited.
I'm super keen for it, but I get it. I know that they've had events for lots of normie media and stuff, and that's who they're aiming for, because it's a mum game. You know what I mean? Like, even in the old days, it was a mum game. When they had New Leaf brought a lot of mums in because it was cheap. The 3DSs were cheap. There was something they could play on their kids' old 3DS or something like that. They could go around, they could decorate houses, they could have a little bit of fun. It has such a huge following with that crowd. The 25 and up with female crowd is all over.
So basically,
I'm the outlier in this one.
Basically, the same crowd that is obsessed with Baby Yoda.
Yeah. If someone makes a Baby Yoda flag or a Chicky Nuggies flag, I'm just burning my Switch. I'm just going to pour gasoline on it and just burn it.
You know what's going to happen? It's the same people. All right.
They see Baby Yoda, just hit the over, like pop into action.
I joined a Baby Yoda group.
Why?
And my Facebook wall is just full of Baby Yoda memes. And why is he eating chicken nugget? He eats frogs. Anyway,
it's so dumb. It's so fucked.
But it's all. Actually, I don't know if it's the 25. I think it's the older. It appears to be like the older women who maybe their kids are gone and they just miss it. That's just what I get.
It's the empty nesting with Yoda. Yeah.
And a big hello to my wife, who's already asked me to buy a Baby Yoda Build-A-Bear.
No comments. Days on the couch for Gerard. 1, 2, 3.
I really hope she doesn't watch this.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, cool. What else we got? What events are coming up soon?
Nothing at the moment, because coronavirus is shutting everything down. Basically,
that's actually true. That's not a meme.
It's
not a glib comment. That is legit.
We're still doing Rambats, and we're still on track for BAM. There's no reason not to at the moment. We'll obviously act on advice of higher ups. We'll know. We've been told to check again in early April, and that'll be when they're worried most about the pandemic. But luckily, we've got a little bit of buffer, so hopefully things are all right by May. But I think.
Well, they reckon it'll last up to August. So.
We shall see, because of winter. So we shall see.
Well, it comes in our winter season, which is our cold and flu season. So up north, it's been in their summer season. So that'll be interesting. So BAM's still coming up. I assume that is. Otherwise, it'll probably just be played and streamed, won't it?
Yeah, we'll have to figure out what it looks like. It just means that obviously we won't have the expo hall and stuff. We'll take a bit of a loss on it, but it'll be that. We'll have to figure out what it looks like, because it's such a unique position to be in. Because we don't obviously there will be a lot of internationals coming through and stuff like that. And the problem with it is it'll still be a gathering of a couple hundred people, because we're an open tournament, not a closed tournament. It'll be interesting. So we'll see.
Cool.
But as it stands, everything's still hunky-dory going as intended.
Yeah, I forgot to mention the Neo Geo Mini got delayed because of coronavirus.
Yeah, and you watch Switches will start coming soon as well.
Switches,
I mentioned that accidentally to the Nintendo reps, and I watched all their eyes drop, and I'm like, because the funny thing, I would say it's probably the best time to pick up a second-hand Switch, because the demand for those hasn't caught up to the realization that there's none coming for Christmas. So I picked up one the other day for $270, like a Smash Brothers edition, the whole shebang, and I'm like pretty happy with that. So because I need as many as I can get for events and stuff, so I just keep buying them. But
there you go, you've heard it from Jason. buy a Switch now.
If you want a second-hand one, I would keep an eye out. I've seen I saw a Switch Lite or whatever the mini ones are called for $235 the other day. I was very tempted to do that. And
I think generally if you need any tech stuff,
buy now.
It might even be too late.
That is probably the one that is genuinely the shortage you should worry about. Of all the shortages, that is probably the one you should pay most attention to.
Any PC gear or anything like that, get in now. So
I didn't have another one stolen, Jack, but I did have a set of Joy-Con stolen.
Oh, really?
At Madfest, correct.
Oh.
And luckily it was just shitty grey ones, but it wasn't my purple ones. But I'll put up a photo of Sephi's ingenious design to keep the switches away. Basically, put the docks next to the stands and then just wrapped them in gaffer. So someone would have to stand there for like 30 seconds unraveling them. But the problem was
you can tape them up.
So we had two of the Joy-Cons in like the Joy-Con grip, and someone just slid them into the pockets off their way.
Yeah.
And it was in that perfect storm where all four of us were helping someone else. You know what I mean? All the other setups. That's how it works. Unfortunately, sticky fingers.
Please don't steal New Game Plus' stuff.
I've always said it. There's a bounty on anything that goes missing. If I find that Switch that got stolen 2 years ago, and someone randomly dobs a person in, or I happen to see it with the sticker on the back and I know it's mine, I'll just destroy them. Like I break every bone in their face.
Are you offering a reward?
That is my reward. Like I'll pay a reward, but you've got to tell me where they are.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Because I want that Switch back. It's a matter of don't steal shit. Like don't be sticky fingers.
And with a bit of luck, we'll follow Jason with a phone and film it.
Yeah. Well, don't film it. I need as little evidence as possible.
On a different channel in YouTube ad review. There's lots of videos of that stuff. It's entertaining. Anyway, cool.
World star.
Aside from encouraging bad things, let's move on. So BAM coming up soon. Now, the events over the weekend went well. You said that at the start.
Yeah.
Next New Game Plus is on
Mondays.
Night,
And while TV lasts, we'll see how we go fighting at this time.
Said don't fuck with Jason's waifu. Now that will
keep in mind, he says that, and I had a Super Pachaco sticker on the back of it, so that is 100% fucking my waifu.
No idea what you just said.
You Google it at home, do it with private mode on, and don't do it around your kids. That's good for a lot of things.
I guarantee if I go home and say whatever you just said,
daughter will know.
They'll both know.
Yeah. Welcome to the world.
They're in high school. They'll know. So
basically, the next thing for us is obviously figuring out what that looks like and how we expand into Twitch and things like that, and Japanese brand and all those silly fun things. So,
Travel.newgameplus.tv. There's sign up there for news about the Tokyo Game Show trip.
Yes, which should hopefully be going ahead because September.
Yep, I think Luke has signed up and something else from memory. So, sign up, stay in touch about that because there might be news about it. Anything else other than that, go to newgameplus.tv, go to the website, www.newgameplus.tv for all our stuff's on there, and blogs and that. Jamie writes blogs every so often. They're pretty good.
And just remember, because it has New Game Plus as a name, doesn't mean we're discussing a New Game Plus mode. And that will help you if you're a YouTube commenter. You'll be fucked in the head. You have to be a fucking idiot. They accuse it. This is not even about New Game Plus mode. This is clickbait to the max. The show's called New Game Plus. You fucking gronk. Shut up. Don't use words you don't understand. You're a fucking idiot.
I must say though, we used to jump on the good game page and hassle them if the game wasn't good.
Yeah. But it's not even like, it's not even like, I disagree with your review.
This isn't a good game.
It's not even like I disagree with your review. It's like genuinely, but it doesn't actually talk about the New Game Plus mode. Yes, because the show is called New Game Plus. You're a fucking idiot.
Do you reckon people are hassling other similar names?
I don't care. I hope coronavirus gets him. I'm sick of dealing with him.
And so 10:30 Monday night for the show. New Game Plus TV, all one word, on almost every every social media platform. I was going to say network for some reason. Shop.newgameplus.tv, buy some merch. All our merch is already in my garage. It's not coming from China, so you'll get it at some point. So, as soon as I get off my ass and send it. And that's about it. Thank you, Jason. Nice. And no, we're not changing our name to Save Point, sorry, or Spawn Point. Sorry, Jack and Luke. We're happy.
Jack's a big fan of Niche Boy. So
oh boy, I'm already exhausted after discussing how bad Joel was. So let's go. See everybody next week. I can't.